Welcome. Right now, as you're watching this video, military tensions between China and Taiwan are at their highest point in years. Chinese warships are circling the island, Taiwan's president is calling China a hostile foreign force, and defense budgets are skyrocketing. Why it matters to you. Before we start, if you find this helpful, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Trust me, you'll want to stay updated on this story as it unfolds. So what exactly is happening right now? In February 2025, tensions reached a boiling point when Taiwan's Coast Guard detained a Chinese freighter. China's response? Massive military drills around Taiwan to, quote, severely punish Taiwan's leadership. But this isn't just about one incident. China has committed to increasing its defense spending by 7.2% this year. That's $245 billion total. Compare that to Taiwan's $20 billion defense budget. That's more than a 12-to-1 spending difference. China has deployed new landing barges in the South China Sea and dramatically increased military activity around Taiwan. We're talking about a level of military pressure that experts say we haven't seen in decades. But to understand why this is happening now, we need to look at the key players involved. Meet William Lai Ching-te, Taiwan's current president. Beijing has labeled him a dangerous separatist who cannot be trusted. Why? Because unlike some previous Taiwanese leaders, Lai has taken an explicitly tough stance against China. In recent months, he's called China a foreign hostile force and announced plans to re-establish military courts during peacetime to deal with security threats. These aren't just words. They represent a fundamental shift in how Taiwan is approaching this relationship. On the other side, we have Xi Jinping, who has made reunification with Taiwan a cornerstone of his legacy. For Xi, Taiwan isn't just a political issue. It's about cementing his place in Chinese history and proving the strength of Chinese power on the world stage. And then there's the United States. While the US maintains its One China policy officially, American military support for Taiwan has quietly been increasing. This creates what experts call a vicious circle. Each side's actions provoke stronger responses from the other. You might be wondering, why is this escalating now? There are three major factors at play. First, China's economic growth is slowing. And historically, when economies struggle, governments often turn to nationalism and external conflicts to unite their people. Second, military technology has reached a point where both sides believe they might have temporary advantages. China thinks its military modernization gives it a window of opportunity, while Taiwan believes its defensive capabilities and international support can deter an invasion. Third, the international situation has changed dramatically. The war in Ukraine showed that major powers are willing to engage in large-scale conflicts again. This has both emboldened China and made Taiwan's allies more nervous about similar scenarios in Asia. But here's what might surprise you. Despite all this tension, most experts still believe the immediate risk of actual war remains relatively low. Let me explain why. According to Hong Kong-based think tanks, while tensions will continue growing in 2025, President Lai is expected to focus more energy on mending Taiwan's internal political divisions rather than escalating with China. The economic reality is also crucial here. China and Taiwan remain deeply economically intertwined, despite political tensions. A war would devastate both economies and potentially trigger a global recession. Plus, there's the American factor. Any Chinese military action against Taiwan would likely trigger US military involvement, potentially starting World War III. Even for Xi Jinping, that's a massive gamble. What we're seeing instead is what strategists call gray zone warfare, constant pressure and intimidation that stops just short of actual conflict. It's designed to wear down Taiwan's resolve without triggering a full military response from the US and its allies. So what should you be watching for in the coming months? Here are the key indicators that this situation might be escalating or de-escalating. Watch for changes in military exercises. If they become larger, more frequent, or involve practicing specific invasion scenarios, that's a red flag. Pay attention to economic measures. If China starts seriously restricting trade with Taiwan, or if Taiwan begins moving critical industries away from China, that suggests both sides are preparing for potential conflict. Monitor international responses, especially from Japan, South Korea, and Australia. These countries would be directly affected by any Taiwan conflict, so their military preparations and diplomatic statements are crucial indicators. And finally, watch the rhetoric. If either side starts using language about red lines being crossed or points of no return, that's when you know the situation is becoming truly dangerous. Here's the bottom line. Taiwan tensions are definitely rising in 2025, but we're still in the realm of political pressure and military posturing rather than actual warfare. However, this is exactly the kind of situation that can spiral out of control quickly if miscalculations happen. This is a story I'll be following closely, so make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on. I'll be updating you as major developments happen. What do you think? Are we heading toward a serious military conflict, or is this just another round of political theater?